Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Hriday Chetan Show podcast, episode 47. In this powerful episode, we are joined by Gargi Arya, one of the India's youngest certified life and business coaches, an international motivational speaker, TEDx speaker, author of The Lion Hearted Soul, and founder of the Quantum Leadership Academy. Gargi's journey is a living example of how inner strength, purpose, and self belief can transform life at any age. Starting her mission as a teenager, she now empowers individuals to awaken their inner champion, build soul aligned businesses, and turn their message into meaningful impact. So, this episode is just for you. With this, let's bring Gargi Arya on our screen. Hello, how are you doing? Welcome to the show.
Hello, I'm good. How are you doing?
I'm
Thank you
doing
so much
great.
for inviting.
Thank you
Amazing.
so much for being here. So, I'm very excited to host you today because as a teenager, you are building a business by your own, following your passion and helping them to bring their passion on screen. That's an important job, important purpose that you are fulfilling by your own self, and also helping people to fulfill their purpose too. Congratulations for that. So, audience, this is the time that you could go in the comment box and congratulate her for her um, amazing future endeavors that she wants to complete. So, thank you so much once again. I'm very happy that you are here with us today. We're going to
Thank you
learn
so
something
much. Yes.
great, new
Mm.
today, for sure.
Yes.
So, to
And just before you begin, I just want to congratulate you too because you are an inspiration. When I saw you for the first time, I was like, we are of the same age almost. So, congratulations to you and thank you so much for starting this work. It's not easy to start from a young age.
absolutely, yes.
Mm.
We
Yes.
both are connected in the same line.
Yes. Yes.
So,
Right.
bring this to each
Mm.
and every soul that that soul needs something,
Mm.
right? So,
Yes.
if you're okay, let them know your age and
Mm.
also tell them when did you start this and what is
Mm.
your purpose behind starting your
Mm.
coaching
Mm.
business.
Okay. So, hi everyone to all the people who are watching this. Thank you so much for being here. So, I'll just start with my introduction. My name is Gargi. I am 19 years old right now. Just few days back, it was my birthday. So, just turned 19. And apart from everything I do, like the first thing is academically, I'm a second year student. I'm pursuing psychology honors from a distance learning university, IGNU. And when I speak in terms of my career, I'm a life coach, business coach, healer. So basically my purpose and intention of doing this work is to help people realize their true purpose and to help them understand that they need to follow and build a soul aligned path, whether it's coaching, whether it's anything, and to make them realize their true potential.
Wow,
Yes.
super amazing. And belated happy birthday to you.
Thank you
Yeah,
so much.
thank you so much. Yeah. So now tell me about your
Hmm.
childhood. How was
Okay.
it and what is your
Hmm.
favorite moment?
Hmm. Okay, so like my childhood was really amazing. When I speak about in two ways. When I talk about my parents, like they have been extremely supportive. I think every memory speaks something or the other related to my parents because I have been always more of an introvert person, shy person, and till today I am that. If somebody I say meets me physically, so I think that are my favorite memories, making friends, connecting with people, or just being with myself, that used to give me a lot of happiness. And the second thing, if I speak about the question that you asked, which I forgot to answer on how did I start. So basically my childhood key story say it all started. So one part of my childhood really speaks a lot about good stuff, but at the same time, at the age of 30, when it was COVID pandemic, I went through a severe a phase of depression because I lost someone I loved, not because of death, but because of some clashes in our family. And you know what? You can understand the pain of losing someone you really love. And since childhood, this has been my biggest fear of life, that I do not want to lose anybody who is like the closest to my heart. And that's when such things started happening, I was in shock. I was not able to accept the reality. And slowly and steadily, I started falling into depression without knowing. I could not tell my parents, I could not tell anybody because I was in that state. And that's when, I felt that this is something I really want to change in my life. And that's when I started with mindfulness, healing. I have this mentor called Jack Canfield. His videos were on YouTube, so I used to listen to his videos, and unknowingly they started to heal me. They started to make me feel that I need to do a work like him, where I can coach someone else, or I can actually change someone else's life. So these are the two sides of the coin. One is positive and one turned out to be positive, but initially it was negative.
Wow,
Yes.
beautiful,
Thank
amazing.
you.
So, as you said that, no, you were
Hmm.
in depression and you lost your favorite one
Hmm.
because of some
Hmm.
clashes.
Hmm.
And now, if you get the same situation, touch wood,
Hmm. Hmm.
it will not happen.
Yes.
But in
Huh.
case
Huh.
that happens again,
Hmm.
you lose your favorite person
Hmm.
and something like this, what
Hmm.
is your next step? And
Hmm.
will you come back with the same mindset that
Hmm.
you had, or you have new
Hmm.
programming right now as your
Hmm.
life coach?
Hmm. Okay, so thank you so much for asking that question. I feel I'll still cry. I will still have that reaction of feeling sad and feeling like, something is off. But I feel rather than being somebody who went through depression, I will actually take it as a major comeback story. So rather than falling into depression once again, and if this situation ever happens and I lose someone really closest to my heart, I will still cry, I will still feel broken, but I'll come back in a very strong way. So, yes, the reprogramming has changed a lot because I feel I've understood this point about life, that it is all about perspective. If I keep on looking on the closed door, the door will remain closed and I can spend my entire life in darkness and regrets, or I can see the window that has opened at the same time and take it as a positive sign to move ahead. So this is the change.
Wow, I love your mindset.
Thank you.
Amazing. Thank you so
Hmm.
much.
Yes.
So you said you have met
Hmm.
Jack and Field. I
Hmm.
mean,
Hmm.
you have also watched
Hmm.
his videos. From his
Yes.
videos, you
Yes.
got
Huh.
few tips, few techniques,
Right.
you got
Hmm.
lessons. So
Hmm.
you have personally got a personalized video from
Hmm.
Jack and
Hmm.
Field.
Yes.
Yeah, how
Yes.
did that feel? It's
Hmm.
not so easy to
Hmm.
get a video
Hmm.
and get a photo clicked by that person,
Hmm.
meet in person, yeah, learn from him. It's
Hmm.
because the kind of mindset, the kind of programming that he
Hmm.
is doing in his life and also giving the
Yes.
purpose to every person,
Hmm.
transforming millions of lives, and you
Hmm.
are meeting that person. How did
Hmm.
that feel? You're
Hmm.
a great person right now
Hmm.
because you
Huh.
are having that kind of mindset and
Hmm.
also
Hmm.
reaching to those kind of similar
Hmm.
mindsets.
Hmm.
Yeah, how did
Right.
that feel?
Huh. Okay, see, like I think the only reason I could get out of my depression in 2020, highest credit or biggest credit goes to him because, generally क्या होता है, what happens is whenever I am off or I am talking about people also, generally we go on YouTube and we search how to, get out of depression, or how to start having the hope of living again. And when I was scrolling, finally one day I got a video where he was talking about gratitude, where he was talking about healing, and all of these things were very new for me. But he, like, the first thing why I connected with him was, of course, that he has this mindset to serve and help people. Second thing is, it's a very funny thing in me, but I really love old people. So I feel that I love old people because they have a lot of wisdom in them. They have
Yes.
experienced life so much. So it just stuck into my mind, and every single day from I think 6 to 7 p.m. from ninth class, I have been watching his YouTube stuff. Like I've never done any course under him, and from then on, I had just one dream that I want to meet this person whenever he comes to India. I will go there. And finally, last year, like in one of the Success Gyan events, he was coming, and I was like, I need to go, I need to meet him. And the moment he entered the stage, I still remember I got like I bursted. I was not able to control my emotions because he has been that one mentor I've always wanted to learn from. I've always wanted to see him offline. And when it happened, it felt like a dream come true. So that was one of the most biggest moments for me in my life till now.
Wow,
Yes.
beautiful. Now, when you have that
Hmm.
one person as a mentor
Yes.
where you
Yes.
wanted to see that person from a
Huh.
long time, and
Huh.
this happens in once upon a time in your
Hmm.
life, emotions
Huh.
flow. Yeah,
Hmm.
mixed
Right.
emotions, right?
Hmm.
Yeah,
Hmm.
so what kind of
Yes.
emotions did you face
Hmm.
at that point in
Hmm.
time?
Okay, so the emotions were like I was really very happy that I'm seeing him. At the same time, I was a bit sad because I think he has retired from his coaching. So I've always had a dream to also do a proper program under him, but for now, I will not be able to do. But just seeing him on the stage was like a dream. And the second thing was that I was a bit sad just because he was almost leaving. So he was not there for a
Mhm.
very long time. It was just, I think, 1 hour. So 30 minutes we had got lessons from him, and then 5 minutes I got the chance to receive his book, to receive his autograph. So that was the best part, to see him really close.
Wow, congratulations for
Yes,
that.
thank
Very
you.
happy.
Thank you so
Yeah,
much.
thank you, Jack and Field,
Hmm.
sir, for making one of
Hmm.
teenager as a
Hmm.
coach. I want to
Hmm.
thank because we have one more coach added to our
Huh.
industry, like you.
Yes,
You are the
thank you
one.
so
Thank you.
much.
Yeah.
Yes,
So, did
and
you
I'm
also?
really happy to see someone like you also. So you are also a great coach, and you will be one of the most successful coaches.
Thank you so much. Yeah. So, do
Welcome.
you also use manifestation, affirmations, goals setting?
Hmm. Hmm. Yes. I am a very high believer or a big believer in terms of manifestation, because again, this was the first concept I learned from Mr. Jack Canfield through his YouTube videos. And the only reason I started with vision boards was because I got into his videos and he was speaking about vision board affirmation. Then there is one more person on YouTube. I started consuming her content. Her name is Eileen Zoo. So I used to watch her content also, and they all used to talk about vision board manifestation. So I think 2021 was the first year I actually got into the practices. Like every single day, writing down gratitude, and trust me, this works like magic. If you believe in these practices, it will definitely work for you, because I've seen so many people, they take manifestation in a different way. They see it as a magic wand कि आपने you just think about something and it will come to you, but action is highly important at the same time.
Yes, yeah,
Yes.
absolutely. Yes. So I also use manifestation vision boards,
Hmm.
like you said.
Okay. Hmm.
Yeah, let me tell you one case study which happened to me personally. Yeah.
Okay. Huh.
So uh, I wanted to manifest a politician in my life because I see him as an
Hmm.
inspiration to most of them,
Hmm.
and also the kind of work he
Hmm.
does.
Hmm.
MP for Bengaluru South.
Hmm.
So I manifested one time, and then
Hmm.
it happened. I could see him just one road away from my house. He was there.
Hmm.
Yeah. Then again,
Hmm.
the second time I saw him next to my
Hmm.
house itself.
Hmm.
The third time, I got an
Hmm.
invite saying that you are invited for his marriage.
Huh.
Then I went close
Wow.
to him,
Hmm.
and also
Hmm.
he touched my face. That was a beautiful thing when
Hmm.
you manifest it, and when you
Hmm.
get that moment
Hmm.
in your life, it will be the happiest moment that could
Hmm.
ever happen in your life. Yeah.
Hmm.
So one time
Amazing.
could be a luck,
Hmm.
two times could
Yes.
also be a luck, but third time will not be a luck. It is your
Exactly.
manifestation. It
Hmm.
is your
Hmm.
connection between both people.
Hmm. Hmm.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Thank you
Congratulations.
so
That
much.
is so amazing.
Yeah, tell me your
Hmm.
case study where you
Hmm.
used and
Hmm.
implemented and got the result.
Hmm. Hmm. Okay, so I'll share my vision board practices only because I've been making vision boards since last, I think, almost 4 to 5 years. So 2021 was the first time when I made it, and I had this dream of becoming a motivational speaker. Now I did not know how am I going to do it. I am an introvert by nature, as I said. So like even being on social media for me, it's a big thing because if I would have not been a coach, I would have never come on social media, that's for sure. So that is the first thing. I had made a vision board and I had attached the picture of Jack Canfield. I had attached the picture of a mic and a girl speaking that was like basically representing me. I made it in December, I think 28th or 29th. On I think 4th January 2021, I attended a webinar where basically we had to introduce ourselves. So I was basically polishing my skills of communication because, of course, if I want to be a speaker, I need to be a better communicator. So I started joining public speaking webinars, and in one of them on 4th of January, I was one of the youngest person to attend their webinar. It was of Chris Baldwin. So it was an international webinar where it was like 1 to 2 hours class where we had to open up and share about each other. Sorry, share about ourselves. And that was the first thing which I did. And trust me, on 4th of January, when I had introduced, I got this feedback that I was one of the youngest, and at the same time, people were in tears after listening to my story of depression. That took me in shock, but the best part about that, here comes your answer of manifestation. There was somebody in the room who was the founder of Edjoa HTC. Basically, it's an international organization working in 17 countries all over the globe, which are basically working for poor children. So poor children, funding them, funding their education, helping them to work on their mindset. And they were in the room. He selected me and he gave me a contract on 17th of January that we want you to be our international motivational speaker. And
Wow.
that's when I started giving motivational speeches in Ghana, United States. I did 1 month motivational program in Spain, and it was all online. So I've never been there, but that was the first time it happened to me in terms of manifestation. Maybe some of you here might be feeling it as a lucky charm. I also felt it as a lucky charm the first time it happened, but the second time after this, I started working on my social media branding.
Mm.
So I started working as a speaker. I started working as a like motivational person. I started writing quotes, and after that, I think from there on, I started getting those kind of connections who were referring me to become a guest speaker, to become a speaker in someone's college, someone's school. So that was my first ever experience in terms of manifestation, and the list will go on and on.
Wow, congratulations.
Yes,
Very happy
thank
for you.
you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you so much. Yes, and if I can just say, his name is Richard, sir, like Richard Bossman, and I think in 2024, yes, in 2024, he met. So he came to India and we met each other.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yes,
Yeah.
right.
Yeah. For the audience, can
Hmm.
you just give
Hmm.
them a tip for manifestation or
Hmm.
vision boards where they
Hmm.
can also
Hmm.
implement that in their life?
Okay, so see, I think the first thing which I would like to suggest when it comes to manifestation is, first of all, be clear on what you want, right? Like, what exactly do you want? I like to do this exercise of dividing my life into 7 areas, which are like health, happiness, career, money, relationships, spirituality, travel. Divide your life in these 7 areas and just set goals. What do I want to be in my career? What do I want to be in my what kind of relationships do I want? Not just relationship with other people, relationship with yourself, relationship with other people, relationship with God. So this is how I set goals. Once you set goal, the second thing you should be clear at is why.
Mhm.
Why do you want it? Because I think the only reason we people like us we are doing this work is because we have a very strong reason, right? You have a strong purpose, I have a strong why of why I do what I do. And that's why we are always consistent. Even though challenges come, we are always like, what's next, what next? So you should know your why. The third thing I want all of you to understand about manifestation is that every single day you have to take action, right? You cannot be in a state where I am just visualizing and I'm waiting for the universe to send it to me. I have to prove that I am, like, worthy of it. I have to work hard for it. Like, you want your show to become successful, I want my show to become successful, so we are working hard for it. So action is a must. So apart from setting goals, ask yourself, what is the 1 to 2 step every single day? If I take it as an action, I can actually reach faster. So that is the third thing. Fourth is very important, is your mindset again, right? Like mindset, why manifestation or magic will never come in your life. If you are operating that from here, you are operating in a positive state, in a elevated zone, and from every single day reality wise you are like, nahi hoga, it will not happen, it will not work out. So can you see the clashes? One day I'm waking up with high emotions, another day I'm actually doubting myself. So if you do and spend your life in this clash, it will never come to you. So again, like, believe in yourself. So these are 4 to 5 steps. And last, very important, have a 1 hour of power routine. What do I mean by 1 hour of power routine? 1 hour of power is every single day just wake up and ask yourself, what is something that I want to do today? What is something I want to feel today? Write a list of 10 to 12 things that you are grateful for. Read for 15 to 20 minutes. Don't just become someone who is waking up and checking out your messages, checking out on Instagram, because that's when dopamine will increase and your entire day will go distracted. So these are few things I want to mention when it comes to manifestation.
Wow, awesome. I just said one tip and you gave the full process of manifestation. It was
Yes.
like a revision for
Hmm.
me.
Hmm.
Wow, wonderful. This is the process,
Amazing.
audience. So just follow this process. There are just 5 steps which is explained by Gargi. Just follow it and you will see the amazing results. And don't forget to come to this video and just comment below what is your feedback, because that will be amazingly implemented in your life, and also it will be successful for sure. It maybe not be working for just in just 1 week or 2 weeks, but it will work for sure, no doubt about it, right?
Yes,
So you're also
exactly.
a TEDx speaker. So how did you get into TEDx and what did you speak about?
Okay. So again, it was one of my biggest manifestation that I had experienced in 2023. I had been having the picture of TEDx talk every single year since 2021. So
Hmm.
since 2021, I had been attaching that I want to be on TEDx. And you know how I used to process it, like, since 2 years, like before my TEDx happened, before that 2 years consistently every day I used to watch a TEDx talk. Right, like I used to watch people, how do they talk, how do they communicate from that stage, what are the things that they talk about. And in 2023, basically, I met someone, his name is Sandeep Gupta and Vishal sir. So I met them in one of the events, and they told me that we organize TEDx talks. We would love for you to be there. And that's when I was like, okay, I would love to be on the stage. I would love to be on your TEDx stage. And that's when it all happened. So my TEDx happened on 22nd November 2023. And it was in the same city where I live. So it was in Delhi. So there was no second thought to it. I was like, it's in Delhi, I need to be there. And the topic that I had chosen for my TEDx was 5 steps in which you can design your life. So the 5 steps you can do in order to live and like design a life that you can be proud of.
Inspiring. Wow.
Yes. Thank you.
Yeah. What does being
Hmm.
lion-hearted truly mean to you?
Okay, so being lion-hearted again, like you are talking a very close topic for me, because it was my first book. The first book that I ever wrote was The Lion Hearted Soul. And being lion hearted basically means being courageous, being courageous enough. Now, this courage can depend from person to person. Like for me, courage basically means to be able to do whatever I want, to be able to live a life which I dream of, even though it feels out of reach sometimes. But I know that I'm going to see myself someday over there, right? So, courage for me is like lion hearted basically means where you are courageous enough to either take a stand for yourself, to live a life that you can be proud of, to never settle for anything less. Because most of the people in today's world, I think 95% of the people are already settling. They are like, no, I can't do this. Maybe it's because of genuine reasons, time management. It's because of they have responsibilities. But if you see it from a bigger picture, all of them come under a category called excuses. So that's what courageous or lion-hearted means for me.
Wow. So, what
Yes.
is the main reason
Mm.
that you wrote your book?
Mm. Okay, so the main reason was because I myself was going through a phase of depression at that time. And if I have to give you just one message from that book, it was basically that, every mess has a message. Because I was going through a messy period myself, and the idea of how I wanted to write a book is very, interesting. Basically, it was never my idea. I never thought about becoming an author, but when these things were happening in my life, and after seeing some changes in me because of gratitude practices, because of manifestation, because of Jack Canfield sir's videos, I started to do something called making a dream list, like bucket list. So I
Mhm.
started writing down what are all the things that I want to do or achieve before I die. Right? So I was like, I went on Google, and before I wrote anything, I wrote on Google, suggest me, tell me how to make a bucket list. So I went to a site where it was written, somebody's bucket list was there. So as I was reading her list, it was written on the fourth number, writing a book. And out of all the 30, 40 things she wrote, my eyes were stuck on the third pointer, writing a book. And that's when I thought, ki, okay, you know what, I can also write a book. I also have a story, because I started reading a lot of books during that time when I was going through that depression phase. And just after reading that bucket list, I went to my father and I asked him that how to write a book, like mujhe bhi likhni hai, I also want to write a book, you tell me how to write. So he just said that you start writing, we'll see the process later. And that's when I didn't see anything, I didn't research about the name of the book. I just started writing that I am going through a phase. What are the 30 lessons I would like to tell me or somebody who is going through depression? So I had, made my customer avatar to only those people who are going through a phase like mine. And those lessons, more than me, they were lessons to myself that do these 30 things to get out of depression. And when I wrote it, it was actually not the lion hearted soul. My mom showed me a video where it was there that lion is not the tallest in the jungle, it's not the wildest in the jungle, but still he is the king of the jungle. So the video was around that why lion is called the king of the jungle. And from that video I got this inspiration that I want to name my book as The Lion Hearted Soul.
Wow,
Yes,
beautiful.
yes,
Congratulations
right.
for that.
Thank you.
So the link of the book is being attached in the description below. Audience, go ahead and buy the book, read it, and come back to this video and give your feedback.
Amazing. Yes.
So now, how can young people discover their inner strength when they feel lost or overwhelmed?
Hmm. Hmm. Okay, so the people like us or who are in our age, if they feel lost because of anything, I think the first and best thing which I have ever done at this age is to understand myself. because I'm not a person who is into a lot of parties. I'm not somebody who goes out a lot. But apart from work, I do have friends, but not a lot of friends, right? So I am somebody who just stays with myself the entire day. So I'm more of a hibernation, person in that hibernation period. So I think the first and biggest advice if I can give to people like us is just know and understand yourself. Because trust me, in this age specifically, I think a lot of comparison happens,
Yeah.
not just because we are there. It can be done by our family members, it can be done by our parents, it can be done by our friends, it can be done by ourselves. But the only thing that can actually help you to understand yourself is when you start becoming your own best friend. Like,
Mm.
have a best friend, go and party hard, go and do everything that you want at this age, but also spare 1 hour every day to just understand yourself. And that 1 hour should not be with your phone, that 1 hour should be with your diary. You go out in nature, you go and sit in your home wherever it feels great for you. Just do the inner work. Now, what do I mean by inner work? For me, it's journaling. Like, even when I was going through the period of depression and till today, I journal every day. I ask myself the right questions. And I don't, like, if you are somebody who feels that what question should I ask, go on Chat GPT. Tell Chat GPT, I am just starting my journey towards understanding and knowing myself. Can you suggest me 1 to 2 journaling questions I can start with? So, if you start understanding you, if you start understanding your dreams, वो जो एक comparison आता है, the confusion, the comparison, the worries, the lost feeling that we keep on feeling, also the left behind feeling. Like, let's say, for example, I have a group of friends, and let's say something happened, I feel left behind. That can completely destroy my self worth, right? That can completely destroy my self confidence. That my friends, why they don't like me, why my teachers don't like me. So if you start understanding yourself, if you start going deeper into who you are, you will never have the urge to be understood by anyone else, because you are your best friend.
Yeah, beautiful.
Yes, right.
What does leadership mean beyond titles and achievements?
Hmm. Okay, I think it's a very beautiful question. See, leadership is not about awards, it's not about recognition, it's not about becoming the best person. I think a leader is someone who is able to lead themselves before they lead anyone else. Like,
Yeah.
if I am in a position today to coach someone, it's not because I am an achiever, it's not because of any of these awards you see behind. It's because of I know how to lead myself. I know how to stay in discipline. I know my why. I'm a clear headed person that this is what I want in my life. And even though if the road doesn't look straight every day, I know how to get back on track. So I think that's the best definition of leadership. I have learned that before you lead someone else, you should know how to lead yourself.
Yeah. So how
Because
do you
then you become a true example.
right? How
Huh,
do you
yes.
define purpose as?
Hmm. Okay, so how do I define purpose as is basically anything that feels aligned,
Hmm.
right? Like, there are so many people I see when they used to come to me, or when still people come to me, their first question is, what is my purpose of life?
Hmm.
Purpose is not something that you are coaching and training, you are on a big stage, you are a singer, you are a top performer in your industry. I feel purpose can be anything that makes you feel passionate,
Hmm.
right? Purpose can be anything that makes you feel aligned, because purpose is not something that can be found in one day. Rather than asking yourself what is purpose, what is my purpose, I feel ask yourself what are some of the things I give my 100% without anybody else pushing. Like I am giving my 100% here, you are giving your 100% here because we love this. Then ask yourself, okay, this is something that I figured out. What next? What next? What next? When you start asking yourself such questions, you will become aligned. And what is the meaning of alignment? It's when your thoughts, emotions, feelings, everything feels that it's all going in one direction, and
Mm.
your heart knows the best. Like, there are many people who ask that what should I follow? Should I follow my mind or should I follow my heart? I always say follow your heart because your heart knows where you are going to go.
Yes.
Yes.
So, what does inner healing contribute to long-term success and
Hmm.
clarity?
Okay, amazing question once again. See, inner healing is actually something that can give you very much clarity about you. Like healing is something, you will keep on breaking and you will have to keep on healing again and again. Because even after going through a lot of phases in my life, at one point of time, including me, even I have felt that why healing never ends. It's an ongoing process. It will keep on going. Life will keep on hitting you with bigger and bigger slaps till the time you don't learn the biggest lesson. So I think inner healing contributes a lot to your long term success, because every single time when you're breaking, you are rebuilding a new part of you. You are rebuilding or meeting a new version of you. And when you meet a new version of you, your long term goal starts getting clearer and clearer.
Hmm. So,
Right.
teenagers
Hmm.
are wanting to do few healing techniques. What are the
Hmm.
healing techniques that they can
Hmm.
practice?
Okay, if teenagers want to start, I think the first healing technique you can start with is Ho'oponopono practice. Like, I am sorry, please forgive me, thank you, I love you. So, you can do guided meditation, you can do Ho'oponopono healing. So, these two things are enough for teenagers.
Wow.
Right.
So, how can someone begin
Hmm.
aligning their soul with their goals?
Hmm. Okay. See, I think here you need to understand first of all what exactly do you want. Like, before even you get into what exactly do you want, if you can just ask yourself, what is a life that I pray for? What is the life that I pray for? Or if you have got a role model, that's the best reflection of where you see yourself. Like I have role models like Siddharth Rajshekar, Jack Canfield, Suren Sir, Success Gyan Mentors, Pooja Puneet, all of them, because somewhere when I see them, I see a part of me in them. Right, I see a part of me in them. So whenever I ask myself what is a life you want to live, I know that somebody out there is living that life and I want to be like them. Right, so if you are somebody who is getting unclear or you are not clear with your goals, just find a role model. You will understand what kind of life you want to live. And if you are already clear, then start living and start taking action. The best way to align your soul with your goals is to be in alignment with your mindset, work on your emotional well-being, emotional state, and the third thing is start taking action.
Yes.
Right.
Is it okay to feel
Hmm.
confused about my future
Hmm.
at this age?
Hmm. Completely fine. See, I think it's completely fine because one thing which I especially want to tell parents out here, if you are watching this, allow your child the space and time to think about their career.
Mm.
Because I've seen so many times that people put a pressure on their children and they are not coming with a bad intention. As parents, they are right, but at the same time, give them time, give them space. Because like, let's say for example, if I am told to become a doctor, I would say I'm the worst doctor you will ever meet, but I'm the best coach you will meet.
Yes.
Right? Because I know this is something that gives me a lot of joy and happiness. Right? So I think the first is, if anybody like our age is watching this podcast, just give yourself the time and space to get clear with your career choices. Like on Google, especially this confusion happened with me for the first time when I was in 10th, right? So in 11th and 12th, we have to select streams: humanities, commerce, science. And since starting, everybody expected that either I'll be in science or I'll be in commerce, because I've always been great in studies. But I actually chose humanities. Right?
mm,
I chose humanities not because I don't want to study, but because I wanted to go for psychology. Right?
mm.
And again, like for many people it was a shock, but for me it was like, this is something I want to do. Right? So if you are getting confused, take your time and see how you can go ahead with what career choice.
Right.
Right.
So social media has spoiled many of teenagers,
Hmm.
if
Hmm.
I'm not right.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Then how can I stop comparing myself to others on social media?
Hmm. Okay. See, I think social media is the root of all comparison, because there was a phase where I also used to compare myself with some of my friends, that they look so beautiful and I don't look like them. So these were my thoughts at that point of time when I started being on social media. But I think, own your beauty. Like there is nobody and there can never be somebody like you in this entire world. So even if two people can have a lot of similarities or a lot of differences, they can't be you, you can't be them. So own yourself just the way you are, and it starts with self love. If you don't love yourself, you can never accept who you are. Right? So I think that's the first thing which I want to tell anybody who is watching this podcast, whether you are teenager, whether you are an adult, and you are comparing yourself because of social media. That's the first thing. Own your beauty. I don't compare myself with anyone now, because I have just become someone who is very happy with who I am. Right? And second thing which I want to tell all of you is, whatever you are judging in the other person, sometimes when you are judging someone else, that maybe they look this way, they look that way, their hair is this way, their skin color is that way, or their communication is not so good, always remember, subconsciously you are not judging them, you are judging a part of you in them. Right?
Yes.
So whenever you judge someone, just make sure that you are actually laughing on yourself. You are just laughing on yourself that you don't have what they have. So I think that's the second perspective I want to show in comparison. Third thing is, the more you spend time with constructive things, like constructive things, what do I mean? Creating your future, uh, spending time on things or people who matter to you, comparison won't actually play a role. And the fourth thing is environment. Environment matters a lot. Like, you are the sum of the five people you surround yourself with, and if these five people are draining you, comparing you with other people, change your circle first, you will automatically change. So these are the four things I want to suggest.
Amazing. So if you follow your
Hmm.
passion and
Huh.
you automatically don't compare with someone else
Yes.
because you are
Hmm.
happy with what you are doing in your life.
Hmm.
That's the reason
Right.
no, you are not comparing with someone
Hmm.
else because you
Huh.
are following your passion. You know what to
Hmm.
do in life. You know what to
Hmm.
become in life. You are
Right.
having that goal in your life that
Hmm.
I want to achieve it. I
Hmm.
will achieve it no matter what.
Hmm.
You are
Exactly.
happy. Yeah.
Huh.
So
Right.
when you follow your passion and when you know your purpose
Hmm.
in life, that's when things
Hmm.
change, your mindset change, the way you
Hmm.
program yourself is
Hmm.
also completely different.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. So
Right.
what helps
Hmm.
when I feel emotionally low or misunderstood?
Hmm. Okay, so when you feel emotionally low and misunderstood, I think first of all, just take your time to go through those emotions. Because, there was a time when I used to hurry up the emotional state of mind. Like, there was always an insect in me that used to say that be happy, be happy, be happy. But truly speaking, you cannot always be happy. Even if I am a life coach, that doesn't mean I'm always happy. I too have my own moments where I cry, where I feel the lowest in my life. But the first thing, if you feel emotionally down, accept First of all, accept, become aware, and ask yourself the right questions. What's happening? Analyze the situation, understand what's going on, and try to see it from a different perspective. Like, I've learned these two role plays in my life from one of my mentors, Miss Pooja Puneet. So she used to tell us that either in life you can be an experiencer or you can be an observer. Now,
Mm.
what's the difference? If I am feeling low, I am being an experiencer of that pain. But so, being an experiencer, I cannot say myself, move on, we'll see it later, because I'm experiencing that.
Yes.
I'm not in a state to listen to anyone's guidance, right? But if I see myself, if I remove myself from that situation, I can see two things, that one situation is there and one is me. Or maybe take a friend and just ask yourself, if my friend was going through this, then what would I analyze? Because to all the people over here, we are amazing to give advice to others, but we are the worst when it comes to us. So ask yourself, I have a friend in my life, she's a true friend. Whenever I'm not able to see a good perspective in a situation, she asks me this question: if I would be there, what would you tell me? And
Mm.
then I will tell her what exactly I will tell her. And then she says, now tell this to yourself.
Mm.
So, again, you should have the right people to handle you. And the second is, if you are alone, if you don't have such right people, even I didn't have, now I'm grateful I have some people who are really very amazing and true people. So, just ask yourself, how can I see a new perspective? When you see a new perspective after experiencing it, you will be able to understand.
Yes. Correct me if
Yes.
I'm wrong. The reason why you got
Hmm.
life-changing friends and
Hmm.
where you got connections with people because you
Hmm.
change your own mindset. You worked on your
Yes.
mindset, right?
Exactly. Exactly.
The
Right.
audience,
Hmm.
yeah,
Yes.
audience now work on your mindset. So mindset is
Hmm.
a skill that you could work on. As and when you can work on your mindset, things change
Hmm.
drastically. You open your mindset and you share things to people, and
Hmm.
that's when you don't feel no these
Hmm.
any negative emotions
Hmm.
in life. I'm not saying that you will never feel it. You will feel it, but
Hmm.
you may be feeling every single day, every single
Hmm.
moment, but that will drastically change.
Hmm.
Things
Exactly.
change drastically, and the situation you will know how to
Hmm.
handle it. Yeah, you
Hmm.
upgrade your skill, you upgrade your life, you upgrade everything
Hmm.
because your mindset changes.
Hmm. Yes, exactly. Like, you will automatically start getting right people once mindset improves, you evolve, and especially when there is divine timing. I believe in this concept a lot. Sometimes we want things, but it doesn't come to us. That doesn't mean that you are not meant for it. It's just that the divine is not wanting, it's wanting you to prepare more and more so that you can be ready for what you want.
Yes. And also,
Yes.
people have this assumption, why am I here
Hmm.
in this planet? I can't do
Hmm.
anything in this. Boss,
Hmm.
you are living here, you are here because
Hmm.
God has brought you here with a purpose in life. You need to
Hmm.
find your own purpose and also
Hmm.
fulfill that purpose. Now, my
Hmm.
purpose is being a coach and also
Hmm.
having this podcast, conversing with
Hmm.
people. That's my purpose. So I'm fulfilling that and
Hmm.
also fulfilling that purpose to each and every soul that I want to
Hmm.
have. Yeah.
Right.
So
Hmm.
her purpose is also similar. Being a coach,
Hmm.
she's a TEDx speaker, author,
Hmm.
and also helping many beautiful souls.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Right.
amazing. So
Yes.
how can I say no without
Hmm.
feeling guilty?
Hmm. Okay. So how can you say no without feeling guilty? I would suggest you start with baby no's. The first thing, in order to, I am also a yes person, yes, yes, yes to everyone. So when it comes to saying no, I become someone who is very much uncomfortable. I hardly say no to people even till today. But how do I start? The first thing is first understand this concept. Whenever I am saying yes to everyone, I'm just saying no to one person, and that is me. So, in just because I want to make others happy, are you okay to hurt yourself? That's the first question I want you to ask. The second is start with baby no's. Like how did I start? Like, for example, there is a friend of mine and she's wanting me to meet on Sunday. Let's say, for example, if I have plans for Sunday, and if I'm a yes person, I can start by a baby no. I can tell her that, I am so sorry, I won't be able to make it on Sunday because I've got some commitments. Is it okay if we can make it on next Sunday? Right? Can we make it on next Sunday? So now there's a concept of adding compensation. So let's say, for example, if she felt bad because of any reason that I said no to her, maybe I will compensate on the next Sunday by by giving her extra time, or by bringing her a surprise that she was not expecting. So this is how I'm compensating. I'm adding bonuses, right? So this is how you can do. And I think the third is, once you start getting into the practice of saying no, things will become easy for you, right? Things will become easy without feeling guilty. So adding compensation works a lot, because I am also a giver, I am also a yes, yes, yes person. So if I can't make it today, I'll do it tomorrow with extra bonuses for you. So that is how I deal with guilt.
Beautiful. This is a good
Yes.
lesson to
Huh.
each and every teenager.
Right. Yes.
So, expectations play a major
Hmm.
role.
Huh.
What should I do if my parents'
Hmm.
expectations are different from my
Hmm.
dreams?
Huh. Okay. See, let's say, for example, expectations, if your expectations are different from your parents, how you can deal with this is, I feel that, the first is, see if you can communicate, right? Like, see if you can communicate that, it's not that if I'm not fulfilling your expectation, that doesn't mean I don't love you. Like, of course, my parents would have a lot of expectations from me, which are very different from my expectations, which I have for my life and what they have from me. But if I'm not able to, fulfill them, that doesn't mean I don't love them. Because a lot of times what happens between children and parents is, because of this, distance comes in, right?
Hmm.
Because both of them are not in that mature state. Neither parents are, neither the children are, right? So I would suggest, if you can communicate and be okay with it, right? Like, be okay with it. So, like, for example, my mom, she has an expectation that I must be good in studies, right? But since the time I've got into coaching, my entire focus became coaching rather than studies. So what I did, like, just because she wants me to do it, I started to make out time. Like, on a daily basis, as a college student, I generally don't study. I only study when my exams are there, right? So I gave my 100%, or if not 100%, at least I tried, right? At least I tried, taki she feels good or my parents feel good. And then my expectation is they support me in my coaching, and that's how the balance goes on, right? So communication is the first step. And let's say, for example, if your parents are not able to understand, or if you are not able to understand them, give it time. Some people, like, I've seen some students shift from their home just because sometimes the environment gets a lot of toxicity, right? So see whatever you want to do, but always remember that at the end, you follow something that you are truly aligned with. At the end, they will feel better, right? When they will see you grow and getting successful, they will itself understand,
Hmm.
right?
What
Yes.
is one belief every teenager should have about themselves?
Hmm. Okay, so every teenager should have this one belief that, I'm about to say. I think it should be that I am one of the greatest person when it comes to me, not saying in a way where you have ego, but I am saying in terms of your own self confidence. Like you can have this belief every single day that I believe in myself. This is the
Mm.
statement, sorry. You can say I believe in myself even if other people don't. Like in my journey, out of all the things that I would give credit to my parents, to my mentors, to anyone who has been a part of it, my biggest one of the biggest credit I will definitely give to myself, because I never stopped believing in myself. Even though there were days when I broke, even though there are days when I still break, but I never stop believing in myself, because I know if I can see it, I can feel it, I can definitely make it my reality. So I think if you are a teenager, you must have this belief that you should believe in yourself more than anyone else believes in you, because the moment you believe in yourself, others will start believing in you,
I
right?
think they can also do this
Hmm.
practice where they can stand in front of the
Hmm.
mirror and then say by
Yeah.
seeing their own face, I believe in myself every single day after they get up. How they read
Huh.
their affirmations, how they
Hmm.
see their vision boards. They can also
Hmm.
practice this as soon as they
Hmm.
complete this practice.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
Right. And you know, the best part is, when now I have those moments when I am not able to believe, sometimes if there are some things worst going on, I have got one to two people who are like, I believe in you. I know you can do this. So, you know, like when I am in a phase where I am not able to trust myself, when I get a message from someone, it just makes me feel that, you know what, get back on track, get up now. So that's the best part. When you believe in yourself constantly, some people you will meet, they will believe in you even when you don't. So the cycle then reverses.
Mm. The
Yes.
last question is, what message would you give to teenager who
Hmm.
feels lost right now?
Hmm. Okay, so any message for a teenager who feels lost? I think the first thing is, you know, it's completely fine. Like the first thing I want you to understand is, if you are feeling lost as a teenager, please be okay with this feeling, because even like I'm extremely aligned with everything that I do, but sometimes, you know, I do also have fears. What if it doesn't work out? You know, what if this doesn't go a long way? What if people laugh on me? What if I fail? What if I'm not able to, you know, do whatever I want? What if I don't reach that kind of life?
Mm.
So it's completely fine to have these feelings.
Mm.
That is the first thing. Second is, stay there. Like, stay there. What do I mean? Allow yourself to feel that phase. You know, like as I mentioned in one of my answers, that a lot of times we hurry the emotions. Negativity bhagao. You know, I don't want to feel this negative. I don't want to. I just want to feel positive. But when you're actually training yourself to be positive all the time, that's not positivity. That's called toxic positivity.
Mm.
Right? You are getting super toxic, and then your body will become emotional dustbin, not your mind. Right? So I think that's the second thing. Allow yourself to experience it, but then don't experience it a long time, for a long time. Like for example, I know that if something happens in my life which is extremely breaking, I am allowed to stay there for 1 week, for 1 month maybe, if it is extremely loud, but not more than 1 month. You know, after a month I have to get back, even if it's still breaking me. Because if I get into the loop of staying, I will stay in comfort zone, and then it is very hard to get back. Right? And the third thing, you know, if you have someone to, talk it out. Because even I am someone who keeps everything inside. You know, I don't take help, I don't ask for help. But till the time the things are not going beyond this, and if I really need someone, then I'll go to any person I trust fully, and I will burst in front of them. So if you have someone, great. If you don't have someone like this, become that person for yourself. Right? Become that person. Talk it out on sheets. Paper has more patience than people. Always remember this. So just talk it out on paper. Like I do this activity very frequently whenever I feel extremely heavy, extremely angry, extremely hurt. I start writing down. I cry when I write, and then I, like tear those pages, and then I put it in the dustbin, right? So do anything like this that can give you that peace. And the fourth is, I would suggest you to spend time in nature,
Mm.
right? Spend time in nature. Nature can give you a lot of peace. Like there was an incident that happened to me in 12th class. I lost the closest friends in my life, the friends I never wanted to lose. I got into some kind of misunderstanding issues. We got into these things, and then it all ended. My first thing was, I started sitting in balcony. I started sitting in sunlight, and slowly and steadily, I became a nature lover. I started finding peace when I used to do those things, right? So, the entire day, most of the times, I used to sit outside because I used to feel peaceful. So, spending time with nature can give you a lot of relaxation. And the last thing, if you are a teenager feeling confused, just know yourself. Like, try to understand yourself, try to look your life from a different perspective, where you are not seeing the closed door, you are seeing the open window. And once
Yeah,
you start focusing there, those things will actually become your messages. So your mess is actually a message.
absolutely right, whatever you said. Wow,
Yes.
amazing knowledge. So when you said that you need to spend
Hmm.
time with nature, I agree with you
Hmm.
110% because after a podcast, I want to
Hmm.
enjoy. I
Huh.
I wish to go outside. I
Hmm.
wish to spend time with my
Hmm.
family or whoever it is. Yeah, that after a podcast, I wish to do
Hmm.
something which I truly
Hmm.
love. It could be
Right.
calling up
Hmm.
someone or meeting someone
Hmm.
physically or going out
Hmm.
in nature and seeing those
Hmm.
plants, seeing those vehicles going.
Right.
I do something special like this
Hmm.
where I feel, oh, after a podcast, I'm
Hmm.
doing something great.
Yes.
Because I
Amazing.
want also the
Hmm.
podcast to be going
Hmm.
amazing after I
Hmm.
spend a couple of minutes
Hmm.
after the podcast. Yeah.
Yes,
So thank you so
exactly.
much for your wonderful knowledge that you've given us
Hmm.
today. So when we come to this last part of this episode,
Huh.
that will be rapid fire questions,
Okay.
one
Hmm.
round. So are you excited for this?
Extremely excited.
Yes. So let's go
Hmm.
for it. One habit every teenager should build.
Hmm. Okay, one habit, gratitude.
Confidence or
Hmm.
consistency, which matters more?
Hmm. Consistency.
One thing teens worry too much about.
I think appearance. Too worried about appearance.
What truly defines success in life?
Hmm. Truly defines, I think it's the feeling of how you wake up and how you sleep. That's how I define success.
Hmm. Best advice for handling failure.
Hmm. It's a part of our journey.
One emotion teens should learn to manage early.
Anger. I think anger management is extremely important for teenagers.
Social media, blessing or distraction?
Blessing. Like, it's all about how you see. For me, it's a
Yes.
blessing. I don't feel distracted by social media.
One belief that can change a teen's life.
One belief that can change. I believe in myself more than anyone else.
Follow
Yes.
passion or play safe.
Passion.
What does self-love actually look like?
I think self love, it's how you love yourself on your worst days, not on your best days, because on best days everybody is good, but how you treat yourself on your worst breaking days, that's how we define self love.
Wow, super amazing. I love this a lot. Let me
Amazing.
be honest with you. The kind of knowledge, the kind of love that you brought here in this episode was just amazing. The kind of real life knowledge that we discovered today was just amazing. Yeah.
Thank
What is
you.
the last message that you would want to give me as well as my audience?
Hmm. Okay, so the last message that I have for everyone over here is, either you can take a risk or you can live your life in regret. Choose wisely, because risk नहीं लोगे तो last में on your deathbed you will have so many regretful thoughts that I didn't do this, I didn't go for it, I didn't join that mentorship, I didn't tell someone I love. A lot of times it's not just about career; it has a lot to do with your relationships. I didn't spend time with myself. I didn't spend time with my parents. I couldn't tell the person I love the most that I love him or her. So choose wisely on your deathbed. Do you want to be happy or do you want to feel regret? Because I always say this, that even if life takes me, even if now I'm completely fine, I'll go happily, because I have done everything till now that my heart has always wanted.
Yes,
Yes.
amazing. So if you want to
Hmm.
experience it at that point in time because you will never know where the life goes.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, exactly.
Amazing message. Thank you so much. Love this. And audience, don't forget to go ahead and buy the book, which is
Hmm.
in the description below. And no,
Yes.
let us know your thoughts, your feedbacks. How
Hmm.
did you feel this podcast? Because I know one perspective about your mindset would have completely changed because of the conversation that we had today.
Hmm.
Very happy for that. If not, go ahead and again watch the full episode so that
Hmm.
one more part of your perspective mindset would have changed.
Hmm.
And please go ahead and share
Hmm.
this episode at least one person so that you change their life and they can say that, oh, this person changed my life through this podcast. Your name would
Yes.
also come, not only our
Yes.
name. So be happy, serve
Hmm.
people, and also make this world a better place to live. With this note, thank you so much, everybody. Thank you so much, Gargi, for being a part of this The Rudra Chetan Show podcast.
Hmm.
Audience, let us meet in my next episode. Till then, take care and goodbye.
Yes, and just before we end, I just want to thank you for inviting me over here. I'm really happy to be on your show, and trust me that like you, I know you're already having a very strong aim. Just stay there, stay on this path, because I can already see that you're going to go a very long way, and we will see your podcast getting one of the most successful podcasts in the
Thank
entire
you so
world.
much. Thank you.
Yes,
Thank you. Thank you for your
thank you
kind
so much,
words.
everyone. Yes.